Here we are in the magical lands of TaleSpire. As you see, you can draw the different areas of spells with the program and with the options of spell areas using those tools, making the different areas with these kind of tools: sphere, cone, or line, of course. But here in this laboratory, I've been working on using tokens and miniatures to expand the possibilities of TaleSpire. So let me introduce you my options for spells and areas. First of all, you can see here the web spell. You can use the web as a normal token or miniature affixed to the ground, or you can put it in a flying mode to see a trapped miniature inside better. The two options are good to use this spell and to practice it in your game. See? Here you can see the spell Moonbeam. I use the option of flying with these lights because you can move to adapt the altitude of the beam and calculate all the area. I hope you enjoy this spell. You can see here two spells, different spells, one on fire and one on ice, but I use the blue stones. On the left you can see this spell. This is the flame strike, and you can use flying fire because this is a strike from the heaven, striking different miniatures or objectives, and you can calculate all the casualties of the spell. And the other option is Ice Storm. I put this on ground tokens because the effects of the spell not only is a strike of the miniatures, the area ground is affected too with difficult terrain. We have here three different options of spells, and you can see I use personalized miniatures here for the first one. Spirit Guardians, 4 different guides and 4 different types of spirits: celestials, infernals, or fae. You can use large options of flying miniatures to get the style. We now can see here two options of two different spells. The one on the right is Entangle. Of course, it's a ground spell, so you use grass to customize the spell. On the left we have Spiked Growth, more aggressive option of the ground and the vegetation. So I use Another option of tokens of this type seems like spikes, of course. Maybe these two spells are easy to understand. On my right, you can see the black tentacles. These are not particularly black, but it fits good with the area and the option of showing, of course, tentacles. On the other hand, the spell on the left is the Other Hunger, a vacuum of facial energies that tries to freeze and get acid damage on the miniatures it can catch inside. I use the black ooze of the miniatures of TaleSpire, you can see, and of course you can see the area of the spell and the other one in the grid of the game. And here you can recognize this spell. It's of course Fireball, with the area in the grid, the light and the fire. Nothing more to see and nothing more to say. In this spell, Circle of Death, I have to use a lot of tokens, school tokens, to mark the outside and inside area of the spell option. So you can see in the grid that it's a big area of affection, but it fits the options and the rules of the spell I can show in the game. Finally, you can see here different kind of spells and options. Maybe you cannot recognize at first glance, but I can show you different kind of spells. This one, for example, is the Sacred Chest of Lomond. This you can see here, the Phantasmal Killer. And this one can be used as Bane. This one, on the other hand, you can use as Bless. This you can use as Sphere of Flame. Those three weapons you can use as Sacred Weapon. This one is by choose the Magic Missile. This one, on the other hand, is Firebolt. This could be the Eldritch Blast option. And finally, this one is, of course, Shield of Faith. You can see this particular option of tokens, and you can be creative to use others to display different spells, areas, and so on. And if you can see here, all the spells are as fit as possible on the areas and featuring the effect of the spell with the different tokens. I hope it can be of good use to you. Good night here.